Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Brill. By now, you've come to know Ogle, Elrod, and Brill's television spots. Wherever, whenever you need to consult with a team of proven attorneys, they'll come to you. What you might not know is that they can help you with issues involving anything from family law, to workers' comp cases, to bankruptcy cases, to criminal defense. If you have an issue and you need legal representation, a legal consultation, give a call to the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Brill. All right. Just a quick programming note. As I said earlier in today's show, we will be here Sundays, 11 till noon, every single Sunday, right up until next Memorial Day when the Indy 500 rolls around. But we're having some issues with DirecTV and the program guide. WATE, myself, another company, and DirecTV are all trying to get this straightened out. So DirecTV viewers, no matter what your program guide says, manually record us, because we will be here for a full hour every Sunday, 11 till noon, year-round. All right. Yesterday, University of Indiana became the first college to publish what it's calling a Student-Athlete Bill of Rights. Indiana, in that bill, promises full cost of tuition scholarships, 4-year guaranteed scholarships, regardless of injury, illness, athletic performance. If you're there in good standing, you get a scholarship. Lifetime degree guarantee. If you leave Indiana to go pro and come back at any time down the road, if you leave in good standing, they will pay for your books, your housing, everything to get that degree. Comprehensive health care and insurance. Top-notch study aids, including a free iPad in every pot. It sounds great, but it's really not going to mean much until this autonomy vote takes place. So I think some of it's just a show. But is it a good step in the right direction, though? Even though it's a show, do you agree with it in terms of this Bill of Rights type thing for student-athletes?
I agree with parts of it. Probably not all of it. I applaud Tennessee. Tennessee for years has had what they call the RAC program, where you could come back and get your degree. I don't know if they pay for all your housing.
They don't.
But they pay for your degree.
Right.
So I applaud that. The injury thing is interesting, because what if in college you inherited somebody that had a problem with a torn ACL? Right. So they tear their ACL at your school. Are you liable for that down the road? I don't know. But in the essence of it, I agree with, but I would tweak it a little bit. I don't agree with all of that.
Here's the other thing that's interesting about it. It is not just your revenue sports. That is for all student athletes at the University of Indiana, or at Indiana University, as they call it.
I applaud it very much. It'd be interesting to see would they ever include another clause that guarantees you a release if you want to go.
The Big Ten has put forth their own letter saying that we believe the transfer rules should be eased, but who knows? So much of that's going to come down. If they don't get the autonomy vote they want, and if they don't go and create Division IV, if they need to, this is meaningless. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but see, if I'm one of the coaches at Indiana, I love this because of what you can do to get. I think it's brilliant on their part to be ahead of the curve, regardless of what happens. And your coaches, when they get into a house recruiting a kid, boy, they start putting this on the table. You think the parents aren't going to notice that?
But to be clear, you're saying without the autonomy vote, they are not empowered to offer these
That's
things.
correct. You're not empowered to do the full cost of tuition scholarships unless you get the autonomy vote.
But how do they pay for this? What is the cost of this for all sports?
Well, you'd have to ask the folks at the University of Indiana or Indiana
unknown.
University. Right. The other thing, I think it's interesting. Everybody gets an iPad. I mean, that's at some point. When are you handing out just inducements? I mean, everybody also gets a car to make travel to the.
The iPad thing kind of sounds like web school, doesn't it? No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Okay. All right. I don't even know what it means. So next week on the Sports Rush, we'll see you right back here. It'll be our big 4th of July weekend blowout. See you next Sunday.
The views expressed in this forum do not necessarily reflect those of WATE 6 or of 6 Sports. This has been a paid program.